Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we've been showcasing a plugin called Divi Image Hover Effects, and it's fantastic. You get, I think it's over 250 hover effects to create these image to text on hover, and they're fantastic. And right now Divi Zoom has got a deal on where it's $15 instead of $50, and I'll put my link below this video. But with a little work and the features that Divi's actually got at the moment, you can do some of these quite easily without any custom coding. I've done custom CSS versions before, but we can do some of these with the inbuilt features of the Divi theme. And today we're going to build this sort of flipbox effect. So for those of you that don't want to buy a plugin or add a plugin and want to do these sort of things, we've got this little series to demonstrate how to do a few of them. So today we're going to do this little flipbox type thing. So let's get started. First thing I want to do is enable the Visual Builder. Okay, once enabled, let's go in, and we're just going to use a bit of text for this today. So let's add a text module. Divi comes as standard with just about all of these modules except the Divi Image Hover, which is that plugin I just showed you. Plenty enough to get you going with just about any site. You also get an extra 12 if you've got WooCommerce installed. So I'm going to just put a text module in there, left click, and as you can see, it's put some content up there. Now you want to think about the size of your box. I've got big boxes here, so we can have a fair bit of text in them. If you've got just a little thing to say, you can use smaller boxes, a row of 4 perhaps, or something like that. So just give it a little bit of thought before you start. Okay, well, let's put a title in here. And let's say okay, we'll put Sandy Shore. Very good. Okay, and this top one I'm going to make into a title. We'll make it into H2 perhaps. And the second one, let's make this an H4 or an H3, something a bit smaller. H4 is good. Okay, so we've got a title, subtitle, and a bit of text there. Now, let's give it a background. And let's position our text to where we actually want it within our little flipbox thing here. So if we go down, let's give it a little background. Give it a purple background. As you can see, it's in there. Not very interesting looking at the moment. Let's go over to our design tab. Let's make our text light in color so we can see it. Or we could put a light background in and keep the background dark. Text color, going to make that white. And we also want to do our title text colors as well, which is an H2 and an H4. You can hover over it and just click on the little paintbrush if you want to. It'll take you straight to the one that you want to edit. And I'm going to put this in the middle. I think I'll make it semi-bold just to stand out a bit more. Make it white in color. And we'll do a similar thing for the H4 text. So let's go up here to the H4, or again you can click on the paintbrush that's beside it, will take you there too. Make that semi-bold. Let's make this red perhaps in color, and we'll put it in the middle too. I think our regular texts, we'll put that in the middle also. So let's go to the text right there. Go down a little bit. There we go. Now I want it to take up most of this space here. So let's give it a fixed height and make it the same as the one next door here. So again, on the design tab, we're going to go down to sizing. I'm going to take minimum height. So it can get bigger than this, but it can't get smaller. So let's take this down to where we want it. And as you can see, as it's taking it back, it's shrinking. I'll make it about the same height as the other one, which I think looks like 500 pixels. Fine tune with the little arrows just here. There we go, that's 500 now. Now let's spread this out so that our content's more central, and we'll use a bit of spacing to do that today. Let's go into spacing and let's give it a bit of padding on top, say 150. That's fine. And then left and right, I'll give it 50 pixels left and right. 50. Don't have to put in the pix, it'll put it for you. Hit the little chain, it'll do the opposite side, left, right, top, bottom. Alright, well I'm happy with that. I guess we could make our title a bit bigger there, our H2. And let's take it up in size. There we go, something like that. Fantastic. Right, we're happy with that, and when we don't want it to appear really for about a second and a half when we hover over it. And let's decide what we want to put in the background, because we want to have a background image that's just going to be showing the image first, and then when we put our mouse on it, it's going to rotate and show the text. So let's add the image to the actual background of the column itself. So let's save this. We'll go into the row. We've got a section, the blue tab, the row, the green tab, and the module itself, the dark tab. We're going to go into the row, and we're working with column 2 there, column 1, column 2. So we'll go into column 2, and we'll give it a background image. Now you won't be able to see it at first because all you're going to see is this color, but let's just choose our image. Background image. Yeah, let's put that one in there. Okay, like I say, you're not going to be able to see it because we've got this purple color here. So let's save our module, our row right there, and go back into the module itself. We'll go into the background, content tab, down to background. We'll take the opacity down until we can see a bit of the image. Now that's if you want to see a bit of the image. You might not want to see the image at all, in which case you just leave it as it is. But I'm just going to click on the color. I'm going to bring the opacity, the right hand slider, or see-throughness if you like, down until we can see a bit of our image there, but I still want to be able to read the content well, so we'll leave it something like that. Works fine. Great. And now we want to make it do its thing, and we're going to do the same as yesterday. I don't want this to appear until it's being hovered over, and then I want it to take a bit of time to appear. So let's go to our design. We'll go down to our filters. Remember, we're on the module here, and I'm going to go down to opacity or see-throughness. If you just put your mouse over where it says opacity in the dark there, these icons will appear. This is common to most Divi modules. If you've got a little arrow there, it'll give you the option to put in a hover state and a desktop state. Desktop state is when there's nothing hovering over it. Hover state obviously is when your mouse is hovering over it. So when my mouse is hovering over it, I want it to be fully visible, or 100%. When my mouse is not on it, I want it to be invisible, or 0%. So I just want to see the image itself. And I want it to take about a second and a half to fade in and out. So if we go to our Advanced tab, we'll go to our Transitions. Transitions duration, I'm going to make mine about a second, second and a half maybe. 1.5 mils. If you take it all the way up to 2 and it's still not enough for you, you can just type in whatever value you want. But for me, I think 1.5 is going to be about right. We'll try that anyway, we can always change it. Don't want any delay. We'll leave it on ease to see what happens with this. Okay, let's save that. So we should have our little fade effect. You won't see the transition effect until we get out of the Visual Builder. It'll be instant until we do that. So it's going to do that. That's fine. Now what we want to do is create a sort of twisting effect or a turning effect, like a flip box sort of thing. So let's go into where the image itself is, which is our column, green for column. Hit the little cog there. We're in the row and we want column number 2. That's the one we're working on right now. And we want to go to design and we'll go down to transform. And And we'll go to the third one along, which is rotate. And you can rotate it on 3 different axes. So you can turn it this way if you want to. You can turn it this way if you want to, horizontal. Or vertical, I should say. Or you can rotate around the vertical axis this way, which is what we're going to use today. So I want it to start off the opposite way around that I want it. So that would be there, minus 180. If we look down below, it'll give you the degrees below. Let's make that 180 degrees. And we'll put these back to 0. Just fine tune with the little arrows there. Alright, now again we want to set the hover state. So let's go over to the little arrow. And it'll bring up our desktop and hover tabs. So desktop, it's going to be opposite way around. Hover, it's going to be correct way around. I want that to be 0. Again, I want to fine tune it with the little arrows. Correct way around. Check. Desktop, wrong way around. Hover, correct way around. And I want it to take about a second to do that. So let's go to our advanced, to our transitions. And 300 milliseconds is the default, or about 1/3 of a second, just under. I'm going to take mine up to about a second, or thereabouts. Okay, well let's save and see what we've got. We should be pretty close. Like I say, you won't see the full effect till we exit the Visual Builder. So let's exit the Visual Builder. Save draft or publish if you're ready. And let's see what we've got here. Okay, well the box is flipping, but we've got nothing fading in. So let's check our settings on the module. And we want to go to Design, Filters. That's where we set the opacity. Okay, Desktop 0, Hover. Hover's not set to 100%. That was the problem. 100% on hover, 0 on non-hover or desktop. Let's try that now. Exit Visual Builder. Now let's take a look. There we go. And it's giving the impression of flipping, and when it flips you've got a bit of text on the other side. I know it's not really doing that because it's sort of fading in, but that's a kind of flip box effect that you can apply to your website just using the onboard features that it's got there. And that's a nice little feature to have on your site. People hover over that, it's going to get their attention. So there we have it. There's how to create a flip box effect. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please ring the bell, give it a thumbs up, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.